Now, this second paragraph really is a very interesting paragraph and kind of explains, again, this entire idea. There's a great section in the text called the dreamer of the dream, and this is very much what this is talking about. It says, shut off from yourself, and let's define that. That's a capital S self. So shut off from your reality and love, which is our essence, right? Shut off from yourself, which this true self remains aware of its likeness to its creator, so it always knows it is love. Your true self, this awareness of love, seems to sleep. Isn't that true? Sometimes the best part of you doesn't answer first, right? What's the best? When somebody says something snide, it's not you go, oh, that's an extension of love. You go, oh, that jerk. And a lot of times the first reaction is our anger. Now, the Course would kind of say, that's okay. How long are you going to hold on to that grievance? The ego may answer first. It may be pretty loud, but it does not have to stay. So what it's saying to us is the truth about us is still there. It's just kind of asleep. And then it says, while the part of your mind that weaves illusions in its sleep appears to be awake. So that's the part of us that wants to be the smart aleck remark that answers first. The judgment that jumps up. Because you know what that person's like, you know what you're like, you know how you've reacted in the past, and then you often go, oh, why did I act like that? But that first part of us seems to jump up and act like that. What this is saying is the truth is always there. Even though it's sleeping, it's very quiet, even though we don't think that it's there because we respond in an angry, judgmental way. It says, can all this arise? This idea of yourself being kind of submissive to this other part of you. Can all this arise from holding a grievance? And it says, oh, yes. For he who holds a grievance denies that he was created by love. We go back to that first paragraph again. And his creator, who we've made into the image of what we hold about ourselves, has become fearful to him in his dream of hate. Who can dream of hatred and not fear God? So it's saying, because why? Why wouldn't that make sense? If we're hateful, what's he going to be like? He's just like us. If we're confused, what's he going to be like? What a mess up there he must be. If we're, worried and sick, he must be like that too. No wonder the world is chaotic. He's a mess. He's just like us. And the fact is, if we can just step back from this, and that's why holding these grievances does not give us a clear mind. Have you ever felt confused? I don't know how to respond to this. I don't know what to do. We don't have a very clear mind when we're stuck in this soup confusion, this big soupy confusion. I think it's like we're making a stew. My mother used to make stew. And the thing about stew is you could go in the refrigerator and just put in whatever you had as leftovers. Like if you had some meat, maybe you had a little corn left over, you had a little green beans, you'd throw that into the stew, right? Isn't that what you do? I'm looking at the cooker over here. Because you just, you cook the meat and all that other stuff, but then you throw some other stuff. And if, you got a little tomato sauce or something, you just throw it into that and you kind of stir it in there because it all kind of works together. I'm sure that's why I never really liked stew. I just never liked stew because it's like, what's in there? I can't tell. It's a lot of stuff that used to be in that refrigerator in separate dishes. And for some reason it got dumped in there and now it's all together mixed in there. And this is kind of our lives. It's just a big mixture of stuff that we can't determine what it is anymore. What love does is kind of begin to soften all of this. It goes on to say, it is as sure, this is a great paragraph here. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will redefine God in their own image, as it is certain that God created them like himself and defined them as part of him. So what that's saying is when we hold on to grievances, we redefine God as us. When we release those grievances, when we let love lead the way, then we are certain that God created us like himself and defined us as part of him. It is assured that those who hold grievances will suffer guilt, as it is certain that those who forgive or release those grievances will find peace. It is sure that those who hold grievances will forget who they are. We won't know ourselves. As it is certain that those who forgive will remember. And then it says, would you be willing with all of that, isn't that beautiful? Wasn't that third paragraph beautiful? The contrast of what it costs us, the contrast of what it gives us. And then it says, would you not be willing to relinquish your grievances if you believed all this were so? Would you? Would that sound good? Doesn't that sound good? You think? That sounds good, right? That sounds clarity of purpose and all this other stuff. It says, yeah, there you go. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready. But it says, here's the thing. Perhaps you do not think, and that's it, that you can let your grievances go. See, I think that's something you really have to do. It says here, but this is simply a matter of motivation. Yeah, motivation. Yeah, simply is always a nice little word. But think about it. I was thinking today, why is it, do you think you cannot let go of your grievances? Think about somebody or think about something. A lot of times people don't want to let them go because they think their grievances keep the world in line. When have your grievances ever kept the world in line? You know, you think your grievances will teach somebody something. I remember one time I decided, I can't remember what happened, but I was disappointed in something our son did. I just thought if I appeared aloof, he would get it. Remember, this is a boy, a young teenage boy. They don't get anything. You know, I mean, it's got to be spelled out with flying over with an airplane with puffing out the words to get it. You know, no way did he get my aloofness. And I sat there thinking, I'm so miserable and he gets nothing. So why am I doing this? To me, it was such a good example. We do this all the time. We sit there angry, steaming in our little irritations about this or that, thinking we're keeping the world in line. Our anger and our judgments make everybody work better. Does it? Has that ever really made a difference? Has that done anything except made you more miserable? Have you really ever kept anybody in line? Have you made the world work better by your anger and judgment toward it? You really need to think about that. Except make you miserable. Offers nothing.